Hi everyone, in today's video I will show you how to add pipeline support to your PowerShell functions. So in this video you will learn how to make your function work with the PowerShell pipeline and what is the basic idea. Because pipeline input is processed one item at the time, we will do something like this. So we will do, for example, from 1 to 3, we will do the pipeline and then we will write, for example, the function, so your function, and I will show you how you can do it. First of all, we have to enable pipeline input. How can we do it? We will create a function, so function, for example, show and item, so everything is like in the normal function, and now we have to enable CmdletBinding, and now we have to pass the parameters. So in parameters we will pass the first parameter, which is very important, which is parameter, and now, as I said, value from pipeline, like this. You have to close that, and now we will add one more input object like this. We can close that, and now we will do process and input object. What does it mean? So we have this function, and how to use it. We will do it the same way as I showed you in the first part of the video. So from 1 to 3 we'll do the pipeline and we will call the function show item. As you can see, we are printing the values from 1 to 3, so everything works as expected, and we have something what we call process. Basically we have three blocks that we can use. We have begin, we have process, and we have end. This process block runs for each element. So this is why we are printing each element from this pipeline. So we are printing 1, we are printing 2, and we are printing 3. We have the begin element, which runs once, and we have the end element, which runs once, but at the end. And now I will show you this function with 3 blocks. So we will do something like this. So function test pipeline, for example. Now we will do, for example, CmdletBinding. In this case we want to use it, and now we will pass parameters. The first parameter will be parameter, and now value from pipeline. Now we'll pass the input object, now we can close that, and we will do all three blocks. So begin, start, process, for example, processing, and now this input object, and at the end we will just print done. So this is how it works. We can close that, and now again we can call that function from 1 to 3 maybe again, and what we are doing, test pipeline, and as I said before, the begin block runs only once on the beginning. Then the process block runs for each item. So we have 3 items, so it has to run 3 times, and the end block runs once at the end. So this is how it works. Now I will show you maybe one more example. So for example, let's do something like this. We'll create a function getSquare to calculate the square of the number. So let's create the function getSquare, and now we will do something like this, and we will pass the parameter, which will be again this parameter, now value from pipeline, and now we can close that, of course, and we'll pass the integer, because we can only count the square for the numbers, of course, which will be number. And now we will do process. Of course, we can count the square for the other numbers, but in that case I will use integer. And so number, maybe number times number, like this. And we can close that twice, and now it should work. We will do from 1 to 5 and getSquare. So our out, what should we see in the terminal? We should see, I think, 1, of course, then 4, then 9, then 16, and then 25. And as you can see, this is correct. Now we can do pipeline by a property name. So we can do something like this: function show, for example, name, and now we'll again do this CmdletBinding, and now we will pass the parameter, which will be like this, parameter, and now value from pipeline, but with the option pipeline with the option by property name, like this. We can close that. Now we'll pass also the string like this. So the name, we can close that, and now we can process, and we can print the name, which will be the name, like this. Now we have to close that once and close that twice, and it should work. How to call this? We will create a custom object, for example. So ps custom and object. Now with that operator we have to specify the name, which will be, for example, I don't know, Alice, and we have to use pipe, and we have to specify the name of our function, and it should work if my function don't have any mistakes. It don't have. So as you can see, it works. You can combine both, of course, so you can do something like this. Maybe I'm not gonna write the new function, but if you want to add row values and object properties, you can do something like this. So you can specify this parameter, but like this. Inside of parentheses you have to use value from pipeline, then you have to do comma, and then you have to specify this, and it also will be working, so you can test it on your own. Now I will remove that, and now some important rules that you need to remember. pipeline input requires the process, this process block, so you have to add it, because without the process block it basically will not work. And without process, only last value will be handled. Parameter must be marked with the value from parameter. This is obvious, of course, and that's, I think, all in this video. This is how you can add pipeline support to your PowerShell functions. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you in the next videos.